The hippo is one of Africa's most territorial creatures, so if an animal decides to trespass into hippo territory, things could get ugly. Have you ever seen an angry hippo chase an intruder? Join us as we look at 15 nasty hippos crushing other animals. Number 15. Hippo attacks buffalo. It's a known fact that hippos are territorial, and the big hippo in our first video is no different, as he yells obscenities at some buffaloes in a waterhole, declaring all buffaloes in the waterhole persona non grata. This hippo opens its mouth wide in this video as if to warn the buffalo of an impending attack, yet the buffalo does not budge. With its mouth extended, the hippo charges the buffalo, attempting to crush it as it drives it into the water. Besides being pushed around, the buffalo doesn't do much. In this next clip, these buffaloes are having a drink of water and this hippo moves in closer to them, but everyone seems to be in a good mood until the hippo goes nuts and pulls a tantrum on the buffaloes like a spoiled 3-year-old child. The buffaloes don't react, but they must be asking themselves what is wrong with the hippo. Finally, these two warriors appear to want to settle matters right there on the spot, but for some reason, they seem a little too lazy to do so. Nothing happens when the buffalo moves its head, and the hippo just keeps pretending to bite the buffalo. It almost looks like they're practicing some type of ritual. Number 14. Hippo attacks impala. The impala in this video was chased into muddy waters by lions. While struggling to get away, a hippo came and killed the impala because the animal was disturbing its peace. A gazelle went swimming into the wrong waterhole when it encountered a few angry hippos. One hippo took the attack to another level when it crushed the gazelle in front of its friends. Hippos are generally grazers, herbivores, and vegetarians. However, they have sometimes been seen scavenging from carcasses close to the water and occasionally catching and chewing on an animal that ventures too close to them. It is extremely rare to watch or see such incidents, though. In this video, wildlife enthusiasts came across a hippo chomping down on an impala it had taken from a crocodile. Other hippos were also trying to get some of the spoils from the attacking hippo. A shoal of catfish surrounding the hippo was also interested in some of the spoils. Number 13. Hippo attacks crocodile. Hippos and crocodiles have epic battles. Despite the crocodile's formidable bite, the hippo's jaws can easily crush it, piercing and grinding it. In the meantime, a hippo is large enough to be killed only by an elephant or a pride of lions. Hippos are usually the ones who chase crocodiles, as you can see in this video. Crocodiles don't appear to enjoy dealing with hippos. A hippo herd can only be pushed away by a bunch of crocodiles drawn to flesh. In this video, a hippo mom looks in the water to see if there are crocodiles in the water before the hippo lets her calf enter the water. Evidently, there is a hippo there, so mom makes sure he doesn't get close to her calf. The hippo is the only animal I see crocodiles run away from. Even when they're confronted to lions or elephants, crocodiles are ready to fight, but in this video, it seems like the crocodile prefers to swim away from a conflict, and understandably so. Number 12. Hippo attacks hippo. Two male hippos were having a territorial dispute in this video and duked it out at Shumba Plains in Zambia. Wildlife enthusiasts were sitting in a small boat as the two males came within feet of their boat in crocodile-infested waters. Luckily, their engine started at the last minute and the hippo went in a different direction. Hippos try to find deep pools of water to protect themselves from the sun and carry their weight. One spot is ideal if you can ignore the lions. Hot and stressed, and soon enough, 50 hippos have piled in, but this pool already has an owner, a dominant hippo. The newcomers slip in as quietly as they can while the dominant hippo displays splattering dung, stating he's the boss and his chomping jaws demonstrate he is not to be messed with. A younger hippo challenges him and he is stronger than the big boss. They battle it out for more than an hour, and although the young challenger gave the resident bull a run for his money, he is defeated. The old guy retains his kingdom for the time being. The vast wetlands of Africa are a refuge and a lifeline to many animals, but these swamps hide dark and dangerous secrets. When a territorial hippo spots an intruder, a battle breaks out to see who will win mating rights to the females. In the wild, male hippos will fight for mating rights and territory, and the fights can quickly turn into fights to the death. However, more often than not, the loser is seen surrendering and fleeing before it is killed. Two male hippos have a fight for dominance in this video, and it's quite bloody as both animals show signs of exhaustion and possible injuries. Eventually, one of the bulls decides he's had enough and walks away. Number 11. Hippo attacks zebra. During the Great Migration, a massive crocodile killed a zebra while crossing the Mara River, and 2 young hippos swiftly took it away from the crocodile. Hippos are herbivores, but they have been observed eating tiny amounts of meat on occasion. The amount of meat ingested by the hippos is unknown, but they surely feasted on the zebra without holding back. For 45 minutes, they were able to keep the zebra away from the hungry crocs. A zebra crossing the Mara River is bitten by a hippo and ends up dying a few moments later. Even after avoiding the Nile crocodiles, there's still the challenge of avoiding the most dangerous animal in Africa with an attitude to match, the hippo. In the video, you see the hippo chomping down on the full carcass. Hippos do not have the teeth or structure to bite and tear meat like other predators do, so he understands people may think this is inquisitive behavior or a show of dominance. They were waiting for zebras to cross the Mara River and had been waiting for most of the morning when suddenly the water erupted as the first group of zebras hit the water. Unfortunately for them, there was a massive crocodile waiting in ambush and managed to catch one of the zebras, dragging it below the water and drowning it. The crocodile took the carcass to the edge of the river where the current wasn't as strong. It lay there for about 10 minutes. This occurs because crocodiles burn a lot of energy when they hunt, and their muscles lock up with lactic acid before they can feed. Number 10. Hippo attacks lion. Hippos can challenge a lion and even certain lion prides at times, but lions can also hunt and kill hippos, including adult hippos. But in our thumbnail, it looks like this hippo got the best of the lions and took home a trophy to show for it, the head of a lion. When a curious lioness sneaks up on a huge hippo that's relaxing, it has no idea what is about to happen next, as it continues on its way, when the hippo turns around and chases the feline, grabbing it by the head and almost crushing its head in the process. The lioness was lucky to get out of this skirmish alive. The hippo in this video wants the entire waterhole to himself, so even if the lions are not bothering him and actually relaxing, lying on the ground, watching him, he defies them and chases them away. They don't leave, but they don't bother with the hippo, watching him pull his tantrums and run in the water afterwards. During a drought, the scarcity of drinking water isn't the only issue. Another issue is a shortage of rain and water, which makes it difficult for food to be rich in nutrients. As a result, hippos become quite territorial, challenging animals they would ordinarily avoid, such as the lions in this video. These lions are not really looking for trouble, but the hippo wants the lions out of his territory. The waterline marks the boundary, and to cross it, they better be primed for battle. The hippo is full of battle scars on his body, so he's definitely a warrior, and I'm not sure the lions want to mess with him. The male lion in this video finds out soon enough that he's not welcome in this hippo's territory. When the hippo charges him, the lion moves away but doesn't leave. He just finds another spot to lie down and relax. Number 9. Hippo attacks wildebeest. Do not adjust your screen. What you are seeing is actually happening. Not only is the hippo in this video eating meat, but he's sitting at the kitchen table with a pride of lions. I think the lions are so shocked to see the herbivore eating meat that they don't bother attacking him. Number 8. Hippo attacks water buck. This hippo finds itself stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one side, a bunch of annoying wild dogs wait and salivate to devour this poor antelope. Then, on the other side, the hippo has a tiny and fragile antelope stuck in a mud pit, with mud up to its ears. The dogs are so annoying, the hippo decides to end all the havoc by snapping the poor antelope's neck and just tossing it to the side. It's as if the hippo knew the antelope was the cause of this cacophony, so it decided to kill it to obtain peace and quiet, and the dogs ended up getting what they wanted. Life is the great equalizer for the dogs and the hippo, except the antelope gets the short end of the stick. A hippo can be seen chasing a young water buck out of a waterhole, trying to crush it, but misses as the small animal is about to run out of the waterhole. But when a hyena waits outside of the waterhole to greet him, the water buck has no other choice but to run back into the waterhole, where the hippo and his friend eventually attack and kill it. Hippos are known to be extremely territorial and aggressive, so when the water buck in our video is chased into a waterhole by a pack of hungry wild dogs, it has no other choice than to deal with a few angry hippos. Sandwiched in between the hippos and the wild dogs, the water buck decides to remain in the water, where one of the hippos crushes it to death. Number 7. Hippo attacks hyena. The hippo in this video wakes the entire neighborhood up when it becomes annoyed with a couple of hyenas running around what he considers his territory. The hyenas, as usual, are curious and unafraid, as one of them can be seen smelling the hippo's derriere. 2 hyenas harass a large hippo, but I think they know it's going to take more than that if they're hoping to get a meal out of this. I think they're just bored and just want to toy with the hippo, but the hippo is upset and roars at the scavengers. When a few hyenas arrive at a waterhole owned by a hippo, the hippo first defies the scavengers and dares them to enter the waterhole at their own risk, and when they don't, he kind of flips over on one side, as if he is mocking them, laughing because they are afraid to enter. Number 6. Hippo attacks wild dogs. A tourist was on a game drive when a water buck was chased into a waterhole by a pack of hungry wild dogs. The resident hippo did not like the pack of wild dogs around his waterhole and decided to try and chase them away. The wild dogs harassed the massive hippo, even though they wouldn't gain anything from the encounter other than some entertainment. Because this was such a large and strong hippo, the wild dogs would take an enormous risk trying to take it down, which was unlikely. So how did the dogs behave? They concluded that they'd wasted enough of their time, and the hippo's time as well, and decided to call it a day. A colossal hippo is attempting to find some peace and quiet in this watering hole, but guess who shows up to disrupt the fun? A pack of wild dogs, of course, always on the lookout for an opportunity. The wild dogs don't really do much but crack the hippo's chops. These dogs chased this young impala into the river. It was swimming wildly from side to side, looking for a way out. The disturbance irritated this massive hippo, who attempted to force the young impala into the water. Meanwhile, an adult impala, possibly the mother of the floundering baby, approached the water's edge. In a couple of seconds, the dogs were on it, but the hyenas seized their prize and tore into the carcass. After fending off an attack by the increasingly angry hippo, the dogs redirected their focus to the youngster, and one brave dog swam into the dam to snatch the impala. At this point, the newborn impala was exhausted and began to sink beneath the surface. All this was too much for the hippo, who, after scaring the dog away from the impala, slung the carcass over its shoulder to kill it. The dogs were defeated, and all they could do was stand there and watch as the impala plunged to its death at the dam's bottom. Their meal that day wasn't going to be on the lake for these dogs. Number 5. Hippo versus leopard. Hippos usually sleep in the water during the day and leave after sunset. This is when they begin grazing or seeking another food source. The hippo cow in this video appears to have had a terrible and active night protecting her newborn, which is why she returned to the Luangwa River late in the morning. If you look closely, you could see that the baby hippo's ears have been chewed off. This is most likely not the work of the leopard, but of hyenas, which you don't see in the video, but were most likely present as well. During the dry season, hippos must walk long distances to find enough food, and the baby was simply unlucky to be born at such a difficult time of year. The hippo cow will always look after her young, but that doesn't mean the baby hippo is ready to walk for such long distances, encountering hungry predators along the way. Shortly after being born, a mother hippo tries to lead her tiny newborn calf away from a lurking leopard on the edge of a waterhole. The male leopard chances his luck and sticks very close to the hippo until a moment presents itself. He launches an attack as the mother looks away. Thankfully, the mother is quick to react and chases the opportunistic leopard away. Number 4. Hippo versus boat. This boat looks like it's being pursued by some sort of whale, but ladies and gentlemen, it's a hippo. Isn't it unbelievable how fast it's swimming? I'm very impressed. The hippo can swim underwater at speeds of up to 8 kilometers per hour. Because hippos weigh at least 1,500 kilograms, swimming underwater with no natural gills is considered tough. It is worth noting that these remarkable natural creatures do not dwell in reservoirs, but rather in slow-moving rivers and lakes. The hippo is most found in rivers and lakes in Africa's Sahara Desert. A territorial hippo charges a passing boat in South Luangwa, making for a breathtaking and memorable safari boat cruise, keeping all the passengers on their toes. The next video is unbelievable. Keep your eyes on the screen, because you will never see a bigger hippo head in your life. Watch the hippo in this video stick his head out of the water as he chases a speedboat. Have you ever seen such a big head on a hippo? What a beast that hippo is. Number 3. Hippo attacks safari jeep. This hippo comes running full speed at this jeep and almost manages to take a bite out of one of the passengers. People underestimate the speed at which hippos can run just because they're big. This hippo in this video looks calm, and by the deep hole he has on his back, he's been in a few scuffles in his life, so when he finally wakes up and decides to attack the people in the vehicle filming him, it doesn't surprise me at all. Number 2. Hippo versus elephant. This elephant has the audacity to walk through a hippo waterhole. One of the hippos tries to bite his tail as all the other hippos watch, laughing at their friend's futile attempt to intimidate the elephant while he crosses the waterhole without a problem. I guess when you're the biggest junkyard dog on the block, no one bothers you. Elephants and hippos are both extremely territorial, so what do you think happens when they cross paths? This hippo challenges the elephants and is not afraid to show them his massive canines by opening his mouth wide. The elephants are surprised by the hippo's number of cavities and refer him to a good dentist. In northeastern Botswana, bull elephants are not used to hippos. Here, the hippo bull chases some elephants away. Another elephant bull stands its ground and continues to drink, as a hippo mom growls at the elephant to make sure the massive beast doesn't approach her calf that is right next to her.